I got the train from Salzburg to Munich and then Munich to Zurich. I arrived in what was supposed to be a capsule hotel, but it was really just a hostel. I was in the top bunk, which wasn't ideal, but I was happy to be staying right in the centre of the city. I went out to explore and I enjoyed walking along the river and admiring the buildings, and I stopped by an American diner where I got a veggie burger and chips and a pina colada. I hadn't checked out the exchange rate yet, so when I was charged 45 Swiss francs, I didn't think too much of it. I presumed the Swiss franc must be quite different from the pound, but I soon discovered that wasn't the case. Zurich is the most expensive city in Europe, and a simple burger and chips cost me 40 quid, and so began my mixed feelings towards Switzerland. I started my day with a shower in a tiny cubicle. The shower was clogged and stank, and all my clothes got soaked as there was not much room and I struggled to dress in such a small space. This was probably my worst bathroom experience so far. After a pretty miserable morning, I headed to the Lindt chocolate factory. You could smell the chocolate before you even entered the building. I learnt about the history of chocolate and how it is made. It was interesting to learn how originally chocolate was exclusively for the upper classes, in particular men, and that drinking chocolate came about first. I had planned to get an Uber to my next destination, but a 15-minute journey was 30 Swiss franc, so I opted to pay less than 5 Swiss franc for a boat instead, which was way more fun anyway. I arrived at Carl Jung's house for a guided tour. Carl Jung is someone I have a great interest in, so this experience meant a lot to me. Some of the Jung family still live in the house, so not every room is open to the public, but I absolutely loved what I did see. The house itself is beautiful, and the location on the river is very calming. I got to see Jung's library, where he has a wide range of books that go beyond just psychology. It is clear that he had a thirst for knowledge. I also got to see where he treated his patients, but he also often took them out into the garden too, which I also got to roam around. He spent time travelling in Africa, and this is seen in the house, as his experiences of Africa have clearly influenced some of the interior design of the house. Jung also enjoyed collecting art and sculptures that represented something, as in he appreciated the symbolism and meaning of such creations. I got to see some of his collections around the house. Being in the house of someone that inspires me was a real joy. I felt a growing connection and admiration for Jung, and I left feeling a real sense of tranquility. The house and location just admit this peaceful stillness. I got the boat back to the centre of Zurich, and I ended my day by going out for dinner to a seafood restaurant, which, if I'm honest, was very overpriced and somewhat mediocre. On my final day in Zurich, I had a craving to see some art, so I headed to Kunsthaus Zurich. An installation consisting of sounds and music and hanging crystal-like lights was my favourite part of the gallery. You could walk through the installation, and it was just a sensory dream. Within the gallery, there was a darknet exhibition that I thought was interesting. A robot had been programmed to buy items from the dark web that were sent to the exhibition space and then put on display. Some of the items included diesel jeans, fire brigade master keys, and ecstasy pills. The robot hilariously ended up getting arrested. The gallery was very comprehensive and included a lot of famous artworks. I thoroughly enjoyed everything I saw and once again felt really inspired.
If you wanna go, I'm down. 'Cause I will make bigger things.
After the gallery, I walked around Zurich for a while before I came across the University Botanic Gardens. I walked around, admiring everything I saw, and sat writing on a bench for a good while. Later, I got a McDonald's for dinner, as I was sick of how expensive it was to eat out in Zurich. The McDonald's was still double the price, mind you. I finished my day by chilling out in the hostel, where I witnessed a lesbian couple break up. The drama. And that's my postcard from Zurich. Zurich was an expensive city. It even felt expensive just walking around. I really admired the beauty of the city, and it felt very clean and bright and well taken care of. There was an abundance of things to do in Zurich, and I feel like I would go back, even with everything feeling overpriced. Next time I'll skip the hostel though. Overall, Zurich was a great experience, and it definitely made me want to see more of Switzerland in general.